What it do out there? What it do self? What it do? I am you. What's going on, God? Hey, listen here. I'm gonna continue to put this thought to you. This God conscious reality. This God conscious concept can't be nothing but God conscious. Correct? God conscious. All the gods that have appeared, all the gods that has appeared, has only been an energy signature explaining to you what is happening inside of you. The mothership, you know, Elijah Muhammad was speaking about the mothership. There have been pictures that have been taken of the inside of the body, the inside, where the mothership will come down, okay, and do such a thing and such a thing. It has been deduced down to the science that happens in us, where the pineal gland secretes a liquid that will come down through the roof of your mouth and give you everything to become that light body, or to turn on, to activate that Merkaba, okay? Everything they seen and said and projected outside of us was always known only from within us. Those are projections. Let me ask you this. See, a lot of us want to continue to utilize what they be saying on a lot of things. Now, I'm not trying. Now, you got to, don't blow things out of proportion. I said stick to the basics. Stick to the basics. You know, the basic structure. All right? We built and constructed everything there is in a manner with the magnetic ley lines, just like your acupuncture centers and the meridians in your body. Is there for a reason. They cross each other and makes stronger portals. Some that has more crosses in another portal makes it just that much more stronger. All right? That much more angular. Okay? Things of this nature. But if you understand that, then you understand this. Okay? When you want and wish to utilize what somebody has named and somebody has entitled, you got to understand you're going on the assumption that they were right when you know they're wrong. Okay. Second of all, a lot of people don't understand or say, what, you know, that's a little, that's a big bite to chew, man. You know what I'm saying? You're saying to not be down with the Naga and all that. No, I never said don't be down with the Naga. I said all the energy of the Naga that's encapsulated, that got you believing that it is an entity outside of yourself, or an entity, one part of the entity spectrum of something. You know what I mean? Which it is, but it's just a signature, not under a name. It is the frequent. It is the dynamic that activates the Kundalini in it. That's just the dynamic. But that dynamic had to come in a process, through a process, just like your body. You know what I mean? Once eaten, certain things take place. You know what I'm saying? And it follows a sort of chain of reaction till it gets back to source. And it waits until it needs to do something else. You understand what I'm saying? So all of what is happening is the manifestation of what is to happen. All right? Nothing is in compartmentalized. Now it's in my esophagus. So you're going to try to separate the esophagus and its work from touching the stomach and its work, or trying to say that the stomach just started at the stomach. You understand what I'm saying? It don't make sense. It don't even make sense. You understand? So we don't separate anything because it all works together. The Shiva, you know, people who says names and things, you know, Shiva. Okay, you know, we understand all the energy that's encapsulated in Shiva. All right? But that don't make it source energy. So you could say that Anunnaki. That don't make it source energy. It's a part of a source. So it is a part of a working engine that works for you. It is a part of a working computer that you operate, that you program, that you control. Not that the program, see, you allowing a program that was created for the computer, entitled Anunnaki, to control the damn computer. No. No. You are allowing a program that was written and said it was the Moors. You are allowing a program that you downloaded to take over and control and program the CPU, the central processing unit of the universe? No. No. You are allowing a program that you have bought in a box, in a CD, in a hologram round reality that's entitled Naga. That's entitled Black Magic, White Magic. That's entitled astrology. That's entitled anything. That is a software program that has been written, stripped out, wrote, and got everything lined up so a group of people could understand what they knew not. And then they labeled it things that it's not, only for them to understand what it is to them, but not really. It's what they called it. Back to this. You have to keep in mind that the first law, what could I say? Could I say law? The first law of understanding energy is energy cannot define itself. Energy, just look up energy and see can it be defined, and they'll tell you and explain to thee, why energy cannot be defined. Energy cannot be defined. Ask a lion to define himself. Only thing you might get is bit up. All right? Okay, look, energy cannot define itself. All right? Energy cannot define itself. It's not in its nature. As a matter of fact, if you even go back, let's go to the foundation of the Quran real quick. In the Quran, the Grand Kitab, what they call the Quran, right? The book, right? In this equation, right? It states that Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, fashioned man together from black mud, blah, 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 right? It states that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had asked the angels to name these things, these images and creatures and stuff like this that he had created. And then the angels said, we know not their name. Okay? The angels said, we know not their names. Adam, when he fashioned Adam together, right? Adam named the so-called human named these energy sources and gave them a human-like principle, right? And he asked the angels again, he said, can you name these? They said, no, we know not their names. We know nothing about a name. And the humans started naming it. This is this is that, this is that. And he said, I told you what you knew not. Now look at these are different parts of you. One could be the conscious, one could be the subconscious, one could be the unconscious. Everything is inside of you. Nothing animates. Every little story you heard encapsulated within yourself. One could be ego. See, when a wise man spoke, he always spoke in a story, in a parable. But you had to understand what the figures and the people in these stories, what actually did they, what were they, who were these people? See, a lot of people go, well, who were the people that they were talking about? See, forget the people. It's not the people. It's what type of position and symbol recognized by what is said, is instilled and encapsulated within you, the body. You know, that's what the Holy Land is in the body. You understand that? The sun is in the body. The atomic energy is in the body. In the body. All right? Look, real quick, I'm going to go to this too. Look. Okay, we're going to get back to about the Quran, but the angels knew not the name. Okay? The angels knew not the names of anything. All right? Because they didn't encapsulate no energy. It was all energy. It just was. It just is. It just is. And so as I. They never could say a name. They never could even fathom a name because it wasn't in the DNA structure. It wasn't in the code. It wasn't in the core. It wasn't in the program. It wasn't in the sequencing. It wasn't in the symmetry. It just was. And then now it just is also. Okay? But that human, that atom that he attached or brought into existence, he knew the name. Right? He knew the name. But the name was not necessary to know angels. They say you are above the angels. Why is something that a human accepts and can run on that program, because it's a program, and you accepting the programs that they made, bringing it back over here talking about that's cool. If we're returning to source, then we got to get back to an angel-like state or a childlike state, which means he doesn't know no names or nothing. So you don't utilize those names, because those names are constructs that was built by that one who needed to know because he knew not. He didn't know how it operated. He didn't even know what the hell it was. So he named it. We didn't care what something was. We knew it was all life. It was all circular. It was all good. It was all us. And everything else is glorious. Harps, boom, boom, any all that, all right? But nevertheless, check this out. Take a look at this, man. Think about this one. Okay, they got, you know, they like to measure a lot of things, you know, and it's good, though. You know, this technology, I know we don't get caught up in their technology, but when you look at their technology, everything you see in front of you, man, is actually a microcosm of a part, you know, the compartmentalist, a part of you. You know, that phone, trapped in that phone, okay, is your source energy, but also a schematic of a source energy, that's how it works. And that exact dynamics is exact dynamics that we used to or can still send messages. It's based on that same position. So when we want to check out, you know what I'm saying, transmission and receiving, we do the same thing. We do the same thing. It's so easy. It's so easy. The same, look, the springboard is already there because we know how they did it into a microcosmic dimension that can still be seen. But you are the macrocosm of that, but not the whole totality, just a part of it. So we can understand how that microwave work, right? We can understand how that radio and transistors work, right? You got the same capacitors. You got the same transitions. You got the same chemical. And plus, you can formulate it without no instruments. Formulate the whole structure. Formulate the whole structure. Formulate the whole structure. Where energy goes, where thought goes, energy flows. Flows. All right, listen. Above the earth, right? We had that belt, you know, the ozone layer, I won't even say names, but you know what they call them, these stratospheres and stuff like that there, right? Now, they say with that heart machine, it hits, but guess what? The thickness of it is, what they say, 6? I won't even say what they said because I can't recall at this moment. But let's just say it's 6 miles thick. It's 6 miles thick. It said nothing can get out of it. It's 6 miles thick, right? That's how they say that they didn't go to the moon, because nothing can get out of this belt. They didn't go to the moon, right? That's what they say. They didn't go to the moon because they couldn't get out this belt. Nothing can get out of this belt, right? Okay. Now check this out. This belt that they hit with this heart machine, you know what I'm saying, at 1 billion watts or something like that, you know, and it stretches. Let's say the belt is this way, and when it hits it, it stretches that belt. And it goes back like this, making a reverberation. like that, making a sine wave come back down, shoot back down. That's why when they blew up that nuclear weapon, it mushroom cloud up because it couldn't go up no further. It was hitting something. It couldn't come out of the atmosphere. It couldn't come out. It was not being released out of it. Okay? That's why adept ones know you can't get out of that. Alright? Well, check this out. They said that they monitored it. Right? Hooked up electrodes, monitored it. So when the heart instrument struck it, when the beam, the microwave beam hit that, it hit it so hard that it could be measured. Correct? Okay, boom. But guess what happened? September 11th, 2001. When they did that, when they did all that and brought down them two towers, right, on their own accord, by their own consent, right? When they did that, they said a spike went up. A spike went up on the same measurement of the old catching that belt, whatever that belt is. I don't know what they call it right now, whatever. But you know that belt, that ozone, whatever part of that part is that they hit with that dang with that microwave beam. It said that it spiked. It spiked. And it was because of the 9/11 crap. But the signal came from the heart. The signal that spiked and made it jump was from our hearts. Our hearts. This is what they say. Okay? See, they come from the thought of it. See, when you're looking at a scary, let's say some scary movie, whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? Some scary movie, whatever that is. Who makes scary? Who? Anyway, you know, I use it for you. Scary movie, and you be looking at it, you never get a feeling in your brain. You might say, I know that was finna happen, I knew. But guess what? Before the music even go, dum, 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 your heart is feeling it. Ooh, ooh. You feel it in your being. You feel it in your essence. You understand? You feel it all over. You know what I'm saying? You feel it in your, it registers in this area first, not here. It registered here, and it moves so fast that it's ridiculous. So anyway, this spike that was felt, that registered in that machinery, right, it was affected by what happened at 9/11. Okay, so what they deduced is, we are the source of the energy that's protecting the earth. We are the source. Because we did exactly what the fuck they was going to do. And what they was doing with the HARP. If they could shoot a billion microwaves and bulge, okay, and bulge the belt, and then on 2/11 that shit happened, and they get you to believe that shit, and they do it and let you see, that get you to believe the reason behind it was definite to go to war, whatever. They measured how it affects you. And you, in turn, infected the whole damn planet by receiving that shit. By conceiving that shit. By conceiving that shit. You understand what I'm saying? You conceived that you altered and fluctuated the AC, the alternating current that surrounds the earth. You understand? These are your powers. They know that's your power. They was like, oh my God, this shit is connected and everything is alive. Yeah. The gods are going to be angry at us. Yeah, you damn right. The gods been angry at you. Yeah. You know? Other people know that the power, they've been practicing for years, Tibetan monks and all this type of stuff. Woo wop, woo wop. And they knowing that you are that one with more power than them. The Chinese man practiced Tai Chi, the energy bubble, whoop. And he hasn't that much more covering melanin or shell melanin as you. But just with his little bit, he can move energy all around the planet. Right? He can move energy all the way around the planet. You know? See, a lot of things that where the keepers kept this information and knowledge and stuff like that to do like Tai Chi, practice Tai Chi and Tai Kung. I mean, Chi Kung. All right. See, it was left in their hands, and they kept it. But so when we go back, when I do my Tai Chi, I don't necessarily have to practice as Master Wong. Not necessarily, because see, it's back in the hands of the wielder of that one. See, when all these implementations of what the energies are to be, you know, when it gets back in that hand of the correct wielder, you know what I'm saying? You know, we the correct wielders of it. We got the rhythm to make it. You know, we can break dance with it if we want it. You understand what I'm saying? But nevertheless, same thing. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Now, and I'm not even kidding with you though. Who is it? Who is it? Who is the best suited to wield the wind? Who is more suited with the rhythmic movement of the water, of the snake, of the waves, of the air? All right? Who has the spirit that's in harmony? Okay, maybe not. Nevertheless, when it's in the right hands, we could do as we used to do. Meaning, do what's necessary. Do what it calls for. If it calls for nothing, do nothing. When the time is called for exactly what needs to be done, which cannot be spoke until what needs to be done appears, and then we only know then and then only what can be done and what needs to be done, and we shun everything else. All right, look, seriously, energy. Now, another thing about these energy signatures, about drawing them back into source energy, drawing them back into source energy, drawing them back into source energy. You know, a lot of people say, hey man, hold on man, you know, the Naga is blah blah blah, and you get spirits upset, and these spiritual entities and things of this nature. You see, you still messed it up. See, you're supposed to be the one who is like when the father, listen, the father and son. Remember, the son left his father and he came back, or lost him or whatever. He came back, and the father said, "You can come back," or whatever that story was. Well, see, this is within you, conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, or ego, whatever you want to name these things. But it's in you. It's not that you have a father. See, a lot of people say you don't have nah. We'll get to that in a second. But check this out. They say, the father that let the son go out, or the subconscious that let the conscious go out, and the conscious got conscious and started, you know what I mean, the conscious remained conscious and had conscious dealings, and then found himself in what's the name, and he wanted to go back home to the subconscious, and the subconscious or the father was glad to welcome the son home, you know what I'm saying, come on home, or whatever, or vice versa, wherever you want to stick that at, but it's nothing outside of you. So you must make it something inside of you in order to get the internal power and manifestations of the true energies that it's speaking of. Nothing outside of you. You have to transmute that figuratively historical shit, even if it was historical. You must translate it within you, because you know nothing exists outside of you. It is only a program seeking and played out before you. So just take the damn program, look at it, see what it is, throw it in the pot. When you take it out, it ain't going to look the same, and so you're done away with it, and you'll utilize that energy already and transmute it into a fine crystal. Okay? Now, a lot of people continue to say, well, you know, you can't just, what you going to do? What you going to do? Just say all this knowledge that we got and all this type of stuff. That you just going to say it ain't no good. It ain't, all our answers been worshiping, this, that, and that. Listen, calm down, son. I mean, not son. Calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. Listen to yourself. They tell you that we got elements, right? L, God, mints, God managements, right? Called earth, water, air, fire, ether, or however you want to put them, right? And then you got air god called Ashu. Ashu is the entity, right? They call him, but he's an air god, air. So right there, Ashu, really, when you say Shu, you ain't doing nothing but talk about the air. If you don't say Ashu, you understand, you don't even know the need to know Ashu. The only thing you need to know is the air element, the air gods, right? Okay. So how am I making something go away? It never was. It was just utilized to get you to understand something. But never to appear like that is that, and that is controlling everything else. No, nothing can control that which is everything unless it is every part in everything. Now, we have a fire god, right? You know, let's just say, who is thunder? Ogun? Or something like that? I'm not positive, but I'm not, I am not certain of what I just associated with Ogun as far as fire. But let's just make this one into him. So he's just a elemental of a fire god titled Ogun. The Naga. Okay? And stuff like this. Kundalini. You know what I'm saying? It's an illustration of the energy that's running up the back. It's not like it's a pole with wings on it with serpents going up it. You know it's not. That's just a sigil. That is something to signify something else. So if you know it, you ain't never seen no pole with a ball on, or with a Tulsa, you ain't never seen a Tulsa coil with no wings, with no two snakes coming up. But you could probably see that if you looked at that Tulsa coil. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say to you is, man, we have been conditioned to look upon something as if it is outside. That's why it's appearing outside, right? We have took upon the construction of thought that think that symbolizes something which we know it doesn't. When we've told that it's found out that it is the Kundalini, it still arises to signify that energy, and also to signify if you even recognize what's going on. Okay, nevertheless, okay. All these energies are only connected to an elemental, meaning a God principle in the elements, man. In the elements. So you're not getting rid of the wind. You're not getting rid of the air. You're not getting rid of the water. You're not getting rid of the fire. You're not getting rid of the ether. You're getting rid of all of the middlemen that stands in between the water. Your water that's in you. You're getting rid of all the middlemen that stands in between the air. Spirits of the air. Fucking with you. You're getting rid of all the elements between the fire. You're getting rid of all the elements between the earth. You know? Trees. You say trees, but chop that tree up and make it into let's say Wonka Tonka. No, not Wonka Tonka, but some other sigil. You know what I'm saying? And then these are your doings, okay? These are your doings. Listen, again, brothers. No, I won't say brothers. Again, gods. Again, gods. Again. Listen. Remember, in the Quran, the angels did not and could not possibly know the names of any damn thing. Anything. But the human, the atom did. You hear me? Adam knew, according to that Quran, according to that book, according to the Grand Aquitab, according to whatever they call it. It said that the superior grand scheme of things created things that first beings, right, didn't know the names of shit. Why did they need to not know? Because it mattered not. It mattered not. See, you wasn't even given the ability to get caught up in between some shit that you only was meant to go through it anyway. And get to something else. And when you get to that, you're going through that to get to something else. And you keep going through the universe in order to get to something, don't you? Okay, you don't hang around with no in these uninhabited space-time continuums, do you? Okay. Now, the Quran said that the angels did not know. They knew not. The so-called humanoid, whatever. Okay, it knew, right? And at a certain time, we know who we're talking about. Or we should know who we're talking about. Okay? Okay, now check this out. It also says in the Quran that in the Kaaba, right? The first house of Adam, it was built on the foundation of the first house of Adam, but it was built by Abraham and Ishmael, or whatever, right? On the foundations of the first house of Adam, right? Some in that node or whatever, all right? Now check it out though. They said in the Kaaba, before the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what they would say, peace be upon him, what they would say, okay? It said that the Kaaba was full of idols. They had idols all up in the house. All these energy signatures encapsulated in statues and sigils and signals and sigils and symbols and all this, all in the Kaaba, right? All up in the Kaaba. And Muhammad went in there and tore them up. Tore them up. Now I'm not saying it shouldn't be more than one God. I'm saying that it is more than one God as it appears. But the gods can only be one God, meaning, what they say? Voltron activate. I'll form the, right? And I'll form the, that's right. And I'll form the, yeah, exactly. You come together. You come together. I'll form the head. I'll form the leg. I'll form the heart. DMX don't start, right? Check this out. So once you understand this, you put it in the scope of the unity, the unification, not the dissimulation or this disassemble. The disassembly? No. Remember, they cut Osiris in 14 different pieces. Okay? 14 different pieces. This is another story, right? 14 different pieces. It took the magnetic energy of the universe. They said Isis. Isis is feminine energy. Feminine energy is magnetic. It took the feminine energy of the universe. Wait, stop. The sun, I think in 2012, or a little bit earlier, or something like that, right around in there, the sun stopped spinning one way and stopped and reversed and spin the other way, changing from a step-down transformer into a legitimate step-up transformer or whatever, pushing in more magnetic energy on the planet, pushing in all magnetic energy. Matter of fact, it stopped becoming electric, meaning male energy, and shot magnetic energy into the planet. So now listen. Up until the time that Osiris's body parts wasn't found, it was just what it was: distracted, tore up, separated, dislocated, right, and spread it all over everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. Okay. Now, when Isis, the magnetic energy, found all the pieces, brought them all together, and brought Osiris back, brought him back to life, right? Isis, which is only reduced all the way down, just like numbers. 466, 7,000 can be reduced down to one damn number. Don't we use that in astrology? Don't we break down these numbers to find out its basic chord nature? And its chord nature has one amplification? You heard me? So now we do that to Isis. Isis was the female energy, which we know is magnetism, breathing in, connecting all the parts back to the whole. But they say that Isis couldn't find the phallus. She couldn't find the phallus. So when you come back to the whole, that means you are whole. You cannot be a sex. You couldn't have a phallus. It wasn't in the story that she couldn't find it. It was that it was not to be found in this story. So an alligator ate it. You understand? So what I'm trying to say to you is, hell, the alligator might be equipped with some powerful ass energy in it. Look how green it is. That might be a kick there too. You know what I'm saying? From the energy that is. You understand? The alligators go green in the water. You know? Nevertheless, the 14 pieces was put together magnetically. It was drawn and pulled to itself. Probably didn't even have to find it because the magnetic energy just pulled it. The sun has turned into a magnetic, I don't know what to call it. You know, we have to ask Dr. Albert Blair up on that again. But nevertheless, listen, it's a magnetic instrument now. It used to be electric. Now it's magnetic. It's shooting magnetism down here from, they say what they say, Sirius B in the middle of the Milky Way. Okay? Okay, those are reference points we got. We got to use everything to the reference points where they start falling away. See, in order to increase your ascension, you must make stuff fall away. You must make it fall away. All in the whole and the grand scheme of things. Becoming complete, becoming whole. That means disassociating with a member and becoming the whole circumference. The whole. Whatever the whole is, that is what it is. Until it's deemed fit. Alright? So you're not taking nothing. Just as you could take 360, okay, and make it 9, okay? Same way you could take Isis and make her magnetic energy and then make her feminine energy. Nothing has I did, nothing have I touched, and nothing is going to happen. Because why? Because you have just became whole by reducing everything back to the whole number, right? No fractions. Reducing everything back to the whole number, right? And putting it in the position that it belongs. Right back into the cipher of 1 to 0, right? 1 to 0, and it's a done deal. Check this out. Remember, a lot of brothers were saying that this stuff gets so deep that the energies, you know, take it upon, you know what I'm saying, different forms. Meaning that, you know, some parts that come out of my mouth comes directly from the DNA, right? Most of it comes directly from the DNA, right? Ancestral trappings or talkings or conversations, you know what I'm saying? All the spheres of energy within the cell's nuclei is responding and moving and implicating everything. And any moment now, what's sucked in this black hole and pushed out of this black hole is always energies. It's always energies. You can't see it, but it's always energies. You know, energy can speak through anyone. Energy can speak through anyone. You know, you might get full of energy, be like, man, I feel like, you know, just, and be like, what? I don't know why. Nevertheless, check this. Check the shoes out on this one though. All right, God. You know, they say things can get so crazy about the energy that, you know, your son really is not your son. Your parents really, according to the nature of energy, is not your parents. Why? Because they used the similitude of Issa, brother Justice, whom they called Jesus, that said, when they came in and said, your mother and brothers are out here, he said, who is my mother and who is my brothers? For I tell you that he who does the work of my Father is my mother and my brothers, right? Okay, check this out. Mother and father. Brothers and sisters. Illusionary world. We were looking at energy. You know you are source energy. You know you are source energy. Stop it right now. You know you are not human. Stop it right now. You know you are source energy, right? Stop it right now. You know you are source energy. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. Tell me, who is your mother? Tell me, who is your brothers? Tell me, who is your father? Tell me, who are you? You are source energy. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. You are more powerful than you see. You are more powerful than you conceive at this moment. If you wanted anything to happen, it could happen. But the only reason why it don't happen is because you think everything else is something greater than you, or something you need to know, somewhere you need to go, some place that's far away that you just don't have enough money to get to. Okay? If it's all illusion out there in the sun and your DNA is what's going to change, why can't you change your DNA? It's not only from what you eat. The spiritual world says your intent. You can change your DNA by getting angry right now. You can change your DNA by getting real stupidly sad right now. You can alter and fluctuate the frequency of your DNA on power strips by just working out, running. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. Now, think about that. Well, does that destroy any connections upon this mother and father? Or does that connect everyone with an energy source and putting them on every damn dimension all at one motherfucking time, no matter what the fuck's going on any fucking level on this planet? Or any motherfucking level on any fucking dimension? Does that not put that one and these ones, that's all of the ones inside of all of the ones on every damn dimension, with a conscious agreement that, motherfucker, we do not see nothing but what the fuck is. And what is I am. We don't throw and draw anything up on wands. You understand? We don't try to take away from no wands. You understand? Unless it's necessary. Meaning, the ones who will well, see, it may not become necessary. I'm sure of it. For the simple fact, it's things that's going to come online, just like the so-called Kundalini, the Naga, so-called. Stop it. That is going to come online when it is specifically assigned to your damn total design, meaning these things, right? These prints right here, these schematics. You know what I'm saying? And this will activate and come online. I don't want to misguide or misdirect anyone by something that I thought of. I didn't think of this, and I'm not going to tell you what I think about that. I just tell you what has come up. You know what I mean? Like, prove it wrong. Prove it wrong, and you can't, because it's source energy. Source energy has popped up with me. Source energy has showed. I mean, we know all the things about this and what they're going to do, and we are advised, wisely advised, that don't worry about what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Don't worry about being so revolutionary, because at one time I was so revolutionary that I got into the point where I seen what they was going to do, and it kind of got me skeptical, and I was looking at these people every time and thinking, what is they doing around my house? What was they doing up in the corner, digging this, doing that, and I got slightly paranoid. You heard me? Slightly paranoid, because I was caught up in the trap of projecting their shit and becoming aware, worried and afraid and skeptical and planning and this type of shit, man. I was like in a bind where I couldn't even contain myself on a legitimate basis because I was so in awe about what the hell they was doing with this female, with the all that type of shit. And when the knowledge came from the one of our stronger ones, which me, I'm just going to not one of our stronger ones, but when 13th Son acknowledged something that everybody was overlooking, and GB's God bodies caught up on it and latched on it and never left it alone and kept going strong and kept trying to drop everything that we needed to drop outside of that source energy, and we will continue to keep dropping everything that we need to drop out of that source energy till we get into source energy thought, source energy construct, source energy period. You know, putting the body back together. Let us make no man, never again. Fuck that. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, so energy, like I said, you know, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. You are source energy. Your mom's is source energy, but we don't call her mom because it's a title. She's source energy. She is you. You is her. How can you be any different? You know what I'm saying? Another name, a title. Oh, you my mom? Well, prove it to me, you my mom. Prove it. How'd that sound like? No, I ain't telling nobody to go tell their mama to prove it, man. What I'm trying to say to you is, this is a truth, and you must look into it a little bit deeper. But see, you can't pick up one thing on one hand and denounce it on the other. Okay? You cannot do that. And have somebody that got a grip on their sanity to believe, to conceive or to even think anything similar to such foolishness, nonsense, you know. You're not going to be able to do it, not with me. And I'm pretty sure I won't be able to do it with you. Now, so once again, like I said, these energy signatures that got these titles on it, and you so maybe afraid to strip their ass bare down to the air, you know what I'm saying? That's not nothing bad, man. We understand it just like that. You know, strip their ass down to the earthly wear. No problem, man. No problem. They said we gonna, hey, come on now. You know, strip the destroyers down to the fire. Why not? You know, that's what it is. Fire energy. You have just named it so many things. You just so far away from what it really fucking was. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? Don't get offended. Don't get offended. Ain't no one said nothing wrong here. It's right and left. And right now we are going to go left. Yeah. Yeah. Now, like I said again, I know that spiritual energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Right? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. You are source energy. Who is your mother? That's a riddle for you, man. But nevertheless, and whatever makes sense to you, leave a comment. And hey, man, and plus, man, this ain't no game, and this ain't no. You know, we learn by sharpening each other. So what I ask is, if something that you see or you can prove that the energies that's in melanin and what Carol Barnes stated about being melanin was changing its forms. All right. Now, if you know this, all right, and you know that means that melanin, the high consciousness of your whole creation, is from that black dot, that melanin magic, and it refuses to be identified. And we are supposed to get into source, and then we take all these energies, which is only 5. Remember, it's only like all the colors that we see is generated from the 5 basic colors, or is it 7 basic colors? And all the music that we hear is generated from, no matter if it's rap, pop, culture, or classical, jazz, whatever, it's built off of 5 basic notes, or is it 7 basic notes? What I'm saying to you is, you see how much can be utilized out of 5 or out of 7? You heard me? So when you reduce them back down to the 5 or the 7, you haven't did nothing. You haven't did nothing. You just put them back in their right position, and then you set them up to a turn where they can all turn together. Or turn opposite ways and work together like a clock. Some wheels go this way, some wheels go that way, but when you come out, it's going to be on a time in which you have ascribed or inscribed. It's going to be in time. In time. Within time that you prescribe. God time. God speed. So yeah. You know, but don't get too strung out. Don't get too strung out. I ain't, of course, we're gonna still study, and we're gonna have to study stuff that's gonna amplify our existence, meaning amplify our consciousness. This God consciousness. You speak on God consciousness, but we end up with Anunnaki and things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? All these particles, God particles, but no God body. No God mind. No God true connection. I mean, prove it. Scrap. Listen. Let me know. Let me know what's going on, man. For real, for real. This is what comes from me out of the soul, DNA, whatever all them words you want to call, out of every bite, out of every smoothie, out of every vegetable, out of every pineapple. What all these solar energies are falling away from me, right? The more or less human you are, right? Wait, desires and all this type of stuff makes you human. The less humans you are, the more desires and certain things that you drop from you. You become less human, thinking to drop away certain things, right? You know, all of them's going to drop away. That's how the illusion drops away from your reality. Now, look how much you're going to drop. Look how many blocks that's in your... See, when you say, I'm Anunnaki. Now, check this out. Anunnaki might have had... don't you say that they don't like... the Palladians don't like Anunnakis, or some shit like that. Whatever these names is, won't say them too many more times. But nevertheless, these ones don't like these ones. So, by a saying... Like, just like if I said, I'm a disciples, you know, they so-called rivals is vice lords. All right? So I already set myself up to have a block with the motherfucking vice lords by becoming a GD. I already set myself up for a block. All right. If I say that I am Anunnaki, or if I say I am Palladian, or if I say I am Arturian, if I say I am Naga, you know what I'm saying? It's a force trying to stop the Naga. If I say that I was the energy encapsulated only in the pineal gland, let's just say I am that first eye. How about that? We come up with that. I am the first eye. You know what I mean? Or then you have a problem with everything else because you're just that. You know what I mean? You can't be just that. Not source energy. You can say you that, but that will fall too, right along with the matrix because it's an illusion. That's not real. It's not real. You made it real. I just want you to know how easy it is to conceive, raising your vibration, and watching all the third dimensional shit just fall away from your body. Because I see a whole bunch of shit falling away from you right now because you listening to this. You just about ready to drop a lot of shit. You about to throw about 4 or 5 suitcases off your ass right now. For real, for real. You about to throw about 4 or 5 suitcases of nothing. Bag lady. Remember that girl lady that sung that song? Bag lady, you gonna hurt your back. Carrying all them bags like that. I guess no one ever told you. Some all you have to hold on to is you, is you. You know how the girl say it, right? She said, one day you gonna say. What the fuck she say? One day you gonna say. Some shit, man. Listen to that song. I'm checking out too because that just came up in the you know, in the venue right now for the formulation. But nevertheless, yes, man, it's you. You. God bodies, right? He rules over all things. He rules over all things. God bodies. He rules over all things. We running backwards, brother. We running with the omniverse. The whole supersized gigantic verse. You heard me? The whole supersized gigantic verse goes clockwise. It goes this way. So we coming down to here where you say is present. You came from there, but if you use the omniverse, the bigger one is running this way. So now you understand that you are here, and it's going back this way. So you are the greatest. You are the greatest. You are the first, as well as the last. You are Alpha and Omega. But don't ever say that shit in a manner that you conceive that shit. There is no first. There is no last. You heard me? Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. Where is one in that? Where is the first motherfucking energy is that? And where is the last fucking energy is that? Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. The first and the last, Alpha and Omega. You have been lied to. And let me get at this real fast too, real quick, right? A lot of people I know we hear, you know, this matrix throws a lot of things at us, and we still ain't dropping. We still trying to hold on to the deception of the matrix, trying to get up out the matrix with the same deception. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get away from the deception in which the matrix created for your ass, and you're trying to get up out of the matrix with that deception. Thinking you're leaving something when you're taking it right with your ass. You're taking it right with you. Remember, wherever you go, no matter where you at, there you find you. You can't take that bullshit with you, just like you can't take the crack cocaine with your fucking addict. You know? Really. You can't do it. Why do you think so? To do the same things only means you will continue to get what you have always gotten. But if you choose to change, you cannot choose to do what you have always did without thinking something, without thinking that you should inherit something. Because you ain't going to get it by doing what the fuck you doing. You waiting on inheritance. You waiting on inheritance? Well, you will inherit something. You will inherit the energy that's going to rise up everything. You know what I'm saying? But you raise that energy yourself. By dropping the things that the energy is supposed to drop. It's going to drop it. You can drop it like it's hot. You can drop it like it's hot now. How the concept. How the energy. No blockage. See, you think the block is in your body. The block is in your creator sensory. The blocks is in here. The blocks is in your mind. When you remove all these channels that have been operated by NBC, ABC, Naga TV, and Kun Dalini, and when you knock down all these operations of Shiva, when you knock down all these constructs of Ogun, when you knock down all these other things, all these things that can reduce down to the numbers, like your numerology, reduce them down to the numbers and put them in that proper place, only from a scale from 1 to 0, and let's start activating those codes in a manner that we don't call on any damn thing except source energy become, and it is, like the Quran say. Allah states, Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. Once again, Allah, arm, leg, arm, head says to a thing simply be, and it is. Be, and it is. Now getting back to this. They say it is nothing new under the sun. I know we went for that bullshit, you know, and a lot of people say it all the time. It's nothing new under the sun, nothing new. Well, prove it. First of all, it ain't no damn sun. Remember? Space is cold and dark. Cold and dark. Now, there's nothing new under the sun. Well, check this out. Even that concept in a God body, even with right sound reasoning, or sound right reasoning. It don't sound right. How is there infinity if there is nothing new under the sun? How does infinity